Hi, everybody. I'm Savani.
And I'm Sabine.
And this is a legacy edition of Behind the Byline. We're celebrating 100,000 readers at Hidden Compass, which is kind of a surreal milestone for us. And to celebrate, we've republished 10 stories from over the years, across our departments, and around the globe. One of those stories was written by storyteller Maud Rowell, whose mission is to educate and inform others about sight loss. Thanks for joining us, Maud.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's such a privilege to be part of the legacy issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Maud, you wrote a beautiful story for us. It's called Into the Shimmering Void. It was published in our Quest department in our winter 2022 issue. And in the story, Maud challenges our notions of who can be an explorer, who should be celebrated, by introducing us to an extraordinary world traveler named James Holman. And I want to start, Maud, by asking you what first inspired you to write this story?
I think it was kind of threefold. The first part being that when I first started losing my sight, it was so frustrating how little everyone around me and myself knew about sight loss. So I always kind of knew I wanted to write about blindness and kind of do my part to fix that and help people understand a bit better, especially because blindness seems like this really terrifying thing. But so much of that fear is because we don't understand it. We don't know what it's like to experience. We don't know how it manifests itself. We don't know how to do things without sight. So I wanted to kind of break that down. But then as I kind of went on my blindness journey, it started also being about showing people that blindness isn't just this terrifying, tragic thing that you have to learn to cope with. It can be really creatively generative and amazingly interesting. And it doesn't stop you from doing any of these amazing things that people want to do, because people are endlessly amazing and find ways to do things. And then finding out about James Holman, the explorer, who was completely blind and circumnavigated the globe and is just the most incredible example of everything I wanted to kind of express about blindness. So he was sort of the perfect vehicle to express all those things. And it was just amazing getting to write about him. I mean, as soon as I heard about him and read his biography by Jason Roberts, which is a brilliant book, I really recommend it. I mean, it just reads like fiction. I mean, there should definitely be a movie someday. I'm hoping someone will read it, watch this, think that that's a good idea. But yeah, just an incredible person from history, and he just kind of perfectly encapsulated everything I wanted to say about how blindness doesn't stop you doing anything, and you can go on to do amazing things, and it can be interesting and creative. And yeah, he was just the perfect vehicle for all those things. And it was amazing getting to write about him myself.
It's such an important story, and we had our reasons for picking the story for the legacy issue. But why do you think, you've already started to talk about this a little bit, but why do you think spotlighting a piece like this is important?
Well, I'm really, really grateful that you have spotlighted it again, because I really do think representation is a massively important way to break down negative ideas people have about disability, which are just really, really prevalent. I mean, and we don't learn about people like James Holman in school, so the education system is kind of failing us in that way. And so it is really important when we have some agency in it to spotlight stories like this about people that we don't learn about in schools, but we really need to know about, because they're really empowering and inspiring, not just to the people who relate to the disability side of it, so people like me who are also blind, who can see an example like James Holman and think, you know what, if he can do it, then I can do it. Anyone can do it. Nothing can stop you doing these things. But also to people who have sight and just didn't realize that people who are blind can do things like that. Like, it's so important for everyone to read these kind of things. So I think spotlighting them, once we have some agency in, what we can share and what stories we can tell and what we can go out and read, is really, really important. And I'm really grateful to Hidden Compass for doing that really important service. So thank you.
You're welcome, Maud, and thank you for writing it. And you're right that there are so many different things that different people can take from the story. And we published it at the end of 2022, so last year, and it's not been that long, but there have been some developments on your end. And you're currently in Japan, correct? In an expedition,
Yeah.
of James Holman. So tell us about that and what's on your horizon.
Yeah, well, I'll try and keep it brief. But yes, I have been in Japan for almost a year now, so it's sort of coming to an end. But it's funded by something called the Holman Prize, named after James Holman. So it feels amazing to do this trip as a kind of tribute to my hero. And I've been traveling around Japan, which is my background is in Japanese studies. So for me, it's a bit like coming home and also exploring more of a country that I have kind of a vested interest in. But it's been an incredible opportunity to go to places that I think James Holman would have really approved of. I've taken helicopters to volcanic islands, hundreds of kilometers out to sea. One that was literally a volcano inside another volcano. I mean, it did not look real. It was amazing. I lived in a ramen shop up north by this enormous frozen lake near some mud volcanoes. I worked in quite a prominent Shinto shrine in Tokyo for a bit. I've done some incredible things, and it's been such a privilege. And I'm so excited to write about it because so I was going to travel for a year, and then I'm going to write a book about it. So that's what's kind of next for me when I get back home. But coming up, while I'm still here and traveling, I've got loads of really exciting islands down in the south that I'm really excited to visit. And yeah, so just some amazing places left to go. And then I'm so excited to write the book. So yeah, all good things forward.
Maud, it is always such a delight to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you so much for having me. And yay for the legacy issue.
Thank you. And speaking of the legacy issue, thank you. We're so excited to have you in it. And speaking of the legacy issue, for those of you who are watching today, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting and reading the story. Remember that we have relaunched those patronage campaigns. And so this is a way for you, if you've read Maud's story previously, if you're reading it for the first time, to support both her work and the work we do at Hidden Compass. We really do look at what we do as a partnership between us, our wonderful contributors like Maud, and you, the audience. So thank you for contributing to the campaigns. Thank you for helping us reach this incredible milestone. And again, Maud, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. And yes, thank you everyone for contributing and reading and just everything you're doing. Thank you.
And with that, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.